the streets, automobiles making noise. The land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. The forefathers calling me, I never tire, never weaken. The pride in me is bursting loose. I'm an African boy. On the farm, my father called me down behind the tree. He said,
15 minutes past the hour of 1 o'clock, and it's another beautiful afternoon in the city of Ibadan. This is Honor 103.5 FM, a station where honor and integrity remains our watchword. It's another time for the program Transport and Tourism Express. I'm still your captain on the MIC, Victor Oluwadamilare Oyejide. And as we do it every week, this program explores issues within the transport sector and the tourism sector, looking at different matters that arise and opportunities, things that needs to be done, suggesting solutions and leaving it to the right authority to take the necessary step. Today would not be an exception. I also have a topic on our social media fan page that we will be discussing today. I would suggest you quickly log into facebook.com/honor103.5 FM and join the conversation there. Same way you can watch us live on social media on YouTube at Honor 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from number 39 at the Badger Street, Kogi, New Bodija, Ibadan. Join the conversation while I go and take the news. News within the transport and tourism sector in the last 1 week. Just within a few seconds.
Listening to the songs of birds, whispers of the night, I was singing. Seven, hey, 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 hey.
Seven lives that one I know.
Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm an African child.
Quickly, let me take this news coming from the United Kingdom. Immigration crackdown. Foreign students to be banned from moving family to the United Kingdom. This is actually coming as official figures out last week are expected to show that net migration has rocketed to 1 million. The crackdown would actually see all master students and many other postgraduates banned from bringing family over. It is on record the student has brought 135,788 family members to Britain last year, which is 9 times more than what they had in 2019. Scrambling to get ahead of the bad news, ministers are actually expected to announce the immigration clampdown on Tuesday or Wednesday. That is tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Figures also shows that last year, Nigeria alone, Nigerian students, we have about 59,053 Nigerian students who actually brought in over 60,000 relatives to the UK. There is a clampdown coming as it seems to be experiencing a surge, an increase that's putting a strain on their amenities in the United Kingdom. This another news coming also from the Nigerian Railway Corporation. We have tension in Agbo as gunmen kidnap 2 Nigerian Railway Corporation staff. tension in Agbo as gunmen kidnap two Nigerian Railway Corporation staff. This is another news that is coming from that industry that at times is not so pleasing. At least two staff of the Nigerian Railway Corporation at Agbo train station have been kidnapped by gunmen, throwing the community into panic and apprehension. The Punch actually reported this. The victims were identified as Peter Osazua, STCI Level 10 officer in the Operation and Commercial Department, and the Level 9 officer from Kwara State, Giwa Mohammed, in the Stores and Procurement Department. Source actually revealed that they were kidnapped on Thursday evening on their way from the town where they went to buy some food items. The incident happened at the junction that led to the Abavo market. Now information has it that the kidnappers have reached out to NRC demanding for money before they can actually release these people. Too many sad stories coming from that end. But we'll dwell more on the positives and hopeful for good tidings to come in days to come, or in moments to come from that industry.
My father called me down behind the tree. He said, prostrate at my feet and say a few prayers.
Let me take this coming from the Ministry of Aviation. Federal government renames Ministry of Aviation. Channel Television reported that the federal government says the Federal Ministry of Aviation has been renamed now as Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace of Nigeria. The Minister of Aviation, Senator Sir Adu Sirika, made this announcement in Abuja last week, Wednesday, moments after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. Sirika explained that the alteration became expedient because it is now on the exclusive list, and maintained that the future of aviation had experienced an advancement such that aviation and aerospace were intertwined, and Nigeria had the need to proactively set its policies to align with future occurrence. The minister linked the development to the establishment also of the African Aerospace and Aviation University in Nigeria. I don't know what to say to this sincerely, because yes, it could be a welcome development, but there is a bigger expectation from Nigerians. To me, this fire brigade announcement is actually something that is not what we're expecting. The Minister of Aviation unveiled logo of a new airline. Till today, we don't have a single national air carrier. Let's just hope, like he promised, that this new national carrier, Nigerian Air, will truly take off just before this administration comes to an end.
He said, prostrate at my feet and say a few prayers.
During the previous week, I was at the University of Lagos attending a conference organized by CFAX Foundation, CFAX Group, a maritime conference featuring panel sessions on the topic measurable strides in the Nigerian maritime industry, forging a path towards sustainable shipping. The program brought together industry leaders, policymakers, and experts discussing the progress that has been made in Nigerian maritime industry and the path forward towards sustainable fishing, towards sustainable shipping. We are hopeful that the future of the maritime industry will become brighter day after day. This is where we'll actually draw a curtain on the news for today as we get into the program, into the topic of today. Like I said, my guest is on the program today, and we will be looking at a very interesting topic that would be of major importance to you. I'm asking today, would you rather prefer to stay back in Nigeria or perhaps relocate to another country, whether to US, to UK or Canada. You can share your thoughts also on the program. The lines to call is 070-4800-1035 or 091-5103-5555. The program is live on our social media fan page, facebook.com/honor103.5 FM. You can keep sharing the program and drop your comment. I'll be back after this short commercial break.
I see different cultures and different people. I was born where the sun never sets and never rises. I was born where the heat is like a shed.
On 103.5 FM.
Amazing afternoon to everyone watching me all over the world. I'm here, Evangelist Unkedi Ajibola. I hereby endorse Honor FM 103.5. For your listening, you can also watch on Facebook. I guarantee news, authentic information from their coffers. God bless you. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
You fit fly.
Do you know the key to unlock your dreams of traveling abroad to different destinations like USA, Canada, UK, Australia, and other countries in Europe is at your doorstep?
All you need do is just pitch your tent with You Fit Fly, and we shall show you the world in comfort. Oh yes, we're still leading in ticketing, flight reservation, airport transfer, special vacation, hotel reservation, international travel consulting, tour package, travel insurance, and holy pilgrimage, and others.
If you therefore wish to study abroad or travel to different countries around the world, we are here to give you that opportunity.
At You Fit Fly office, Success House, 7 Up Road, Oluyole Main Estate, Ring Road, Ibadan. Telephone 080-9300-2096. Website www.youfitfly.com. With You Fit Fly, you shall see the world in comfort.
Ìkànnì ẹni yìí ní kẹ́ máa gbọ́. Honor 103.5.
Honor 103.5 FM. Ìkànnì alápọ̀nlé ni wá.
The program is still Transport and Tourism Express on Honor 103.5 FM. And I'm still your host on the program, Victor Oyejide. Today on the program, I have my guests in the studio, Mr. John Ogunbiyi, who is a team leader of Revelation Travels. I will be discussing a very interesting topic, still burgeoning within the tourism sector. This is a topic of national importance to our dear country, Nigeria, as we get to explore whether it is brain drain, we call it, or brain gain. And the question I'm asking you today is that would you prefer to stay back in Nigeria if you are given the 20 million naira? Or you rather prefer to proceed on permanent residency in the US, the UK, or Canada? Which would you consider? The truth is times are changing. The security situation in Nigeria is not assuring, coupled with increased level of unemployment. Immigration laws and policies of countries also keep changing by the day. You listen to me reading about the United Kingdom today. Meanwhile, the incoming administration in Nigeria, to be ushered in by May 29, has promised an enabling environment that would allow economic prosperity. The big question today is, what is your plan B? Would you rather take the 20 million naira to stay back in Nigeria, or you rather relocate permanently to Canada, US, or the UK? Mr. John Ogunbiyi, it's a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Victor.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you.
It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you for coming once again.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
This is a question bothering me particularly. And like I mentioned it, do we say it's brain gain, or we rather conclude and say we want to do a brain drain, which is definite, which both has its advantage and disadvantage.
Of course, of course.
What is your thought on this topic?
All right, thank you very much. Let me quickly share one or two experiences with you. In recent times, I've been talking to people about relocation as a B plan, as your plan B. And but recently, I've got to realize that for many Nigerians, as it is now, it has eventually becomes the A plan.
The E plan?
The main plan.
The
plan
A plan.
Yes, the plan A now. It has automatically becomes a plan A for many Nigerians. Put together the stuff you listed earlier, security issues and every other thing. Unemployment and every other thing. Yeah, that is the situation of the country presently. It is extremely draining. Are you with me? And you know, to make it worse is the fact that 20 million naira, as it is now in Nigeria, if one is not careful, it can just go down the rail. If one is not careful, I'm using that word, if one is not careful. I'm not saying you can't invest in Nigeria. In fact, with 2 million naira, you can become someone in Nigeria.
You can start a business,
yes,
actually.
Of course, depending on your plan, your feasibility study, and then whatever you are investing in. Are you with me?
But can 20 million pay ransom?
That is one of those things you need
I read it in the news now that we had staff of NRC that were kidnapped, and these kidnappers are asking for ransom.
And we are talking about ransoms here. We are talking about huge amounts.
Definitely.
Huge amounts. Way more than 20 million in several cases like that. So the question is, I think what we should actually talk about is, as it is now, would we want to put all our eggs in one basket?
Okay.
Now, if we are believing that the next administration are going to set things right, that is an hope. That is a hope. That is not an assurance.
You know, even the incoming administration tagged renewed hope for Nigerians.
Renewed hope.
Renewed hope.
Yes. So, but in the meantime, the question is, I don't think any reasonable person wants to put all of his eggs in one basket.
So you are probably saying those that are not considering a plan B are probably not thinking in the right direction.
I don't want to use that word, not thinking in the right direction, because they could have another plan B that is just different from relocation.
Not everyone will relocate.
Not everyone.
If
but
everybody relocates, what is left for the country?
You? In Nigeria, any right-thinking person should have a plan B.
Why should I have a plan B? That is a major question.
Oh, well, if we're looking at the issues that we've discussed earlier, we just keep parabolating in a situation whereby we have security challenges, economic meltdown, and a lot of things like that. And, you know, jokingly, I was discussing with someone over the week when the person was sharing with me at the moment the debt that the country is actually owing. And
the debt profile of Nigeria.
Yeah, you begin to wonder, so why won't you want to have a plan B in this kind of situation, in this present country?
The incoming president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his campaign manifesto tagged renewed hope, said the youth are a vast army of able, energetic, and willing people, capable of putting this nation on the path of its finest destiny. He promised to work day and night to ensure that Nigeria is better. As at today, there are informations that the bank exchange rate is actually increasing from $630 to $650, which will definitely be affecting the rates at which people will be booking flight tickets. Is it truly also greener on the other side?
Well, it's you never can tell what is it on the other side until you get there. That's the first thing you need to know. And another thing is just that we are talking about the other side because opportunities on the other side seems to be more than what we are struggling to share here. I think that's actually the major bone of contention here. It's not that it is perfect. There is no state of utopia anywhere. Are you with me? But the opportunity over there seems to be better. And the other time we were talking about 20 million naira.
Which would you rather take? Which would you rather do?
Well, funny enough, I throw the same question right now when I got to the studio, and then I've been getting a whole lot of feedbacks and reply. I throw it as a pull on my status, and trust me, everybody, maybe due to the nature of my job, let me put it that way, but what I'm seeing here is Canada PR, Canada PR, Canada PR, Canada PR, Canada PR. A whole lot of things are happening. Other things that are also affecting businesses in Nigeria could also include governmental policies and all. Imagine recently we can also put natural disaster that are not being well managed by insurance companies.
Our country as a whole.
Everybody has this. But in a situation, look at what happened recently, whereby so many farmers are brought down when there's this flood issues in Nigeria.
Issues of herdsmen also.
Yes, herdsmen and so many things like that. So many of these things will not be paid for by insurance. So how do those people cope? How do they get back to themselves? And these are measures that have been put in place in other developed countries. In other developed countries. And when we are looking at Plan B, relocation as Plan B, we are looking at countries that are part of the Commonwealth.
So not just any country.
Not just any country. That's another thing.
There was a big question when we had the number of evacuees, people we had to evacuate from Sudan, when the issues arose from Sudan. A lot of people were asking, why do we have as much Nigerians as that in that place?
Well, it didn't come as a shock for
They
me.
also relocated, definitely.
I remember some times ago I was hosted here on the station right here, and where we talked about relocation. Truth is, we are still not getting it right in Nigeria. A lot of people are forced into modern slavery. They are forced into human trafficking, organ trafficking, and all these things, because majority of Nigerians are desperate to leave the country. And whatever the agents, the so-called agents or visa racketeers provide for them, they are just ready to go with it. I'm not actually surprised seeing that numbers. Though at some point I was like, wow, I never even thought it would be
a large number of them were actually students that have gone to seek for knowledge in Sudan.
It's not bad if we are going to this country, but the major bone of contention here is, even in these so-called countries, how many of those people are being tutored in Nigeria? What is the essence of the knowledge they went to seek that they might not be able to translate to work back home where they left? That's just one of those things we need to look out for.
But
how many of these of these top countries in the world would even recognize some certificates in some of those places that we talked about? But some of these people do not even know what is there. They were lured into it. They just tell them, okay, let's go out of the country, and then the next thing is Sudan. And we are talking about Plan B here. Like I said earlier, it should be looking at a country that's part of the Commonwealth, a country that is also stabilized.
So you're probably talking
not a war-infected country, not just anyhow country.
Major destinations that you have Nigerians go to, whether for migration, visits, or for some other genuine purpose. Top on the list, you have Canada, you have the US, you have the United Kingdom, you have Australia coming afterwards. These are major destinations you find Nigerians trying their very best, both skilled and unskilled labor, trying to leave the country Nigeria. Does this speak too well for the rest of those that are left in the country? And that is why part of my big question is still, would you rather take a permanent residency in the country within those big four, let me call it that way, that I've mentioned, or you rather take 20 million naira to stay back in Nigeria? The lines to call is 091-5103-5555 or 070-48-00-1035. 091-5103-5555. You can also join the conversation on our social media platform at Honor 103, facebook.com/Honor 103.5 FM.
Children crying on the streets, automobiles making noise, the land is growing dry. spirits dying low.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you on the program today. Your name and where you calling from?
Calling from Ibadan. Goodness Society.
All right, sir. Go ahead with your thoughts.
All right. I would like to say that because I say whatever.
So, which would you rather go with?
You said what?
Which would you rather go for?
I go for PR or Canada.
You rather go for the permanent residency. Why, if I may know?
Well, when we're talking about security and good amenities of life, when you get there, you are secure. And when you are looking for your money, you are seeing your money. But at this place, when you have 100,000, before you know it's going to win in your pocket and fly away. So that's something. Then you stay in a very clean environment.
But you think these people that you are also going to meet over there, or you are going to join, they created, the government and the people, they created this enabling environment. You mentioned clean. The citizens, the indigenes of those locations contributed to that clean environment.
Yes. That is why how we are getting along in this part of the world. In this country, people always are ahead of us in Abuja. They are always sending to that person. They don't know nothing. So they have what it takes to be able to get it right to us in Nigeria, but they wouldn't do it. They go out there, they see what is happening, and they kind of say diaspora knowledge and transfer. They don't bring it to Nigeria here. You have to just leave alone, and do whatever they like to do. Which is not like that in over there.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. I'm grateful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You have something to share concerning that?
Yes. In addition to what the caller just said now, I think the basic here is not in the infrastructures in those places. It's not in the technologies or any other thing.
In that
it's actually
country.
is that they have a working plan, they have a working rules, and they have a working laws that governs them. And this is one of those things we are getting wrong too. Like you see, I always wondered. Recently, I was talking to someone. We had the opportunity to travel together outside the country.
Okay.
So while driving the person threw out a litter from my car, and I said, "Okay, did you do this when we were there?" Said the environment does not even allows you to do that.
Definitely, because you see what
is there. You don't want to. You don't want to mix it up. You yourself, you don't even have to be told.
Even coming down to countries as close as Rwanda within the African continent.
So clean, so lovely. And why is it like this? They were once like us. But because they have something working.
So many a times this thing goes beyond what we just have on the face of the books. It speaks volume as to what exactly implementing these things that have actually been stated. Like I mentioned, the number to call is 09151035555. That is the studio line to call, or 07048001035. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you on the program. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Muiwa. I'm calling from Ring Road.
All right, sir.
Yeah, first of all, 20 million or relocating. I'll relocate.
Why?
20 million with the current exchange rate is just $26,000. If you get a good job, I know people who earn $50,000 abroad.
The incoming administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu had promised a prosperous nation for our dear country and its citizens. Are you not hopeful?
He promised a 1 naira to a dollar. And yet, he took it from 200 to 750. So, I mean, I'm not going to base my life on some nonsense that somebody is saying. I'm sorry to say that on.
I think you actually need to be mindful, definitely.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, it's that's not true. That's not true.
Thank you.
Then look at it again. The economies over there, like somebody just said now, they have laws that are working. the economy is also working. These guys are truthful to themselves. America will take the next 10 years. They will look at projection for the next 10 years and say to themselves, if we have these indices now, given variations, what is likely to happen in the next 10 years? They'll start planning it now. Canada will start look for the next 10 years. Canada has a certain number of migrants that they want to put into their economy.
Yes. And they release these figures, they release this data.
These guys have sense. They are not there to go and eat money. They have sense.
But don't you think we are our own problem? We elected this set of leaders that govern us.
Don't let us listen on radio.
Thank you for joining the conversation. It's a pleasure having you.
Same here. Thank you.
Again, if we look at these things, talking about the big four, so to speak, they have their own peculiarities in terms of migrating. It has been said that if you want a country where you can easily get an admission and easily migrate, you might probably want to consider the United Kingdom. If you want a country where you have more scholarship options, where you have more opportunities, you might want to consider the United States of America. If you want a country with clearer chances of getting a residency or a second passport in shortest possible time, you might want to consider Canada. There are lots and lots of peculiarities with this country. But the truth is, it doesn't come so easy. There are visa policies, visa restrictions that comes with some of these destinations. Just like the UK, you will easily get admission, especially if you're applying for students. Come to think of it, most times, study admission, study visa seems to be like the easiest and the fastest route for a long stay in the UK. As much as you have other means of migrating, you have the doctors and nurses migrating to the United Kingdom through their means. You have those who are not skilled also, that are also migrating through the various migration platforms they've also enabled. But you need to see these things. You need a valid status even within your country. But the big question is, will this not have a negative effect on our dear country, Nigeria? Aren't we supposed to be patriotic enough to ensure that we put hands together and build, and build, and build? Mr. John Ogumbi.
That's a very, very huge one. I hope, Mr. Victor, you're not trying to to fix me in a whole way or say something negative about my country. All right, yeah, I still want to make this thing very clear. I'm a patriotic Nigeria, and I'm not advocating that we all should leave this country, as much as I want to say that. But the thing is just that it's always good to have two options.
Having an alternative plan.
Yes, having an alternative plan.
Especially for your children coming.
Especially. Now, I want us to look at it from this point of view. If we have people that knows that their roots is from Nigeria, they could turn out to become those that would eventually rebuild this country. The same thing is happening now in countries like India, for example. For some years now, we have a lot of migrants from India. But look at it now. They are coming back to their country to rebuild their country.
You know, many a times if you look at scenarios that happen in our dear country, you have a lot of people that have gone abroad to study and at times come back to Nigeria. Number one, they've secured the future for themselves. They've actually perhaps have a second passport. If they see that things seems not to be in their favor, the next minute they find their way out.
Yes.
But many a times, if you want to look at it, Nigeria has a huge market that can enable economic prosperity.
Of course.
And this is actually a nation where you can easily thrive if you have your metrics right.
Yes, of course, you're right. You're right. So based on that, once again, I want to say, if the administration gets it right, are you with me? We would have our own children would be the major investor. We'll call them foreign investors.
Okay.
We would see them as foreign investors.
Coming back to the
but
country.
It would be our own children too. They are coming back. Majority of the Nigerian diaspora love to. That is why till date, we have so many of them that has a landed property in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Even though they are not staying in Nigeria. Why? Because they believe that one day they want to come back home. So if it is working, if the administration get it right and things are working fine, the foreign investor we'll be having would comprises of our children, would majorly be our own children, the people from the same country.
The foreign investors will be our children, people that would also be from the same country. I'll be back after this short musical break to continue the conversation.
Was born where the heat is like a second skin. Children crying on the streets, automobiles making noise, the land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. The forefathers calling me, I never tire, never weaken. The pride in me is bursting loose, I'm an African boy.
The program is still Transport and Tourism Express on Honor 103.5 FM. And it has been an interesting conversation today. The big question is, would you rather take 20 million naira and stay back in Nigeria? Or you would rather prefer to relocate to any of the big four? Talking about the United Kingdom, talking about the US of A, talking about Canada or Australia. These are major destinations that you find a lot of Nigerians planning to relocate to, whether for skilled or unskilled migration, whether for student visas, or to go through conferences and many a times decide not to come back. These are major things, questions begging for answers. Brain drain, or we call it a brain gain for our country. These are issues. 091-5103-5555 is the number to call. Or 070-4800-1035. I can still pick just one more call if you want to join the conversation. Mr. John Ogumbi, what's your final thoughts? You've spoken extensively on the fact that people should have a second option, should have a second passport, or should have a guaranteed visa on your passport. What's your final thoughts?
All right, on that, I just want to say you need to get it right. Even if you're considering a plan B, relocation as a plan B, please do not fall victim of wrong visa racketeers. And also, there are a lot of immigration policies against Nigerians now by these countries aforementioned. So please, you need to get it right. Don't just because you want to get a plan B, just get any category or any type of visa. For more information on how to go about it, free counseling, you can reach out to us at Revelation Travels and Tour. We are at Apple Building beside Okeado Baptist Church, the Liberty Road. That's Liberty Road, Apple Building, Revelation Travels and Tour, Apple Building. Or you can reach out to me directly on 080-3825-3050. 080-3825-3050.
And on that note, I'll actually be bringing it to a close on today's program. It's left to you to actually decide whether you will actually prefer to stay back in the country Nigeria or you prefer to relocate. We all voted for the incoming administration. Whether your vote counted for him or did not count for him, the current or the incoming president. But we all had a choice of president that we voted for. We all had a choice of governor that we voted for. Narrowing down to members of the State House of Assemblies and to local government chairmen. We have our lives in our hands and we made our decisions. This set of rulers that we've empowered will take over power from the 29th of May, and we will chart a new course for renewed hope for Nigeria. And it's on that note, I'll be calling it a quit. Joy Cutting on the program Transport and Tourism Express every Monday from 1 to 2 o'clock. You can join me next week again as we examine another topic of interest to the public. My name is Victor Oyejide, your captain on the MIC. You have a thing to discuss with me. You can call me on 081-628-48212. Like I mentioned to you, you can go back and watch this program again on our Facebook platform, facebook.com/honor 103.5 FM. And it will definitely get your attention. Like I say every week, if you will drink, please do not drive. If you want to drive, do not drink. And with that, I say very good afternoon to you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
The forefathers calling me and